大家好，今天师尊将为我们主持大幻化网金刚的护摩大法会。那么今天呢，师尊会特别的赐授大幻化网金刚不共大法、大幻化网文武百尊及中英文教得度法灌顶。请大家记得在护摩法会开始时，将您的手机调为震动或者关机。请大家记得，所有的私人物品请各自保管好，以免遗失。在护摩殿没有座位的同门，你们可以到山庄大殿那边有荧幕直播。今天的灌顶有大幻化网金刚不共大法、大幻化网文武百尊、中英文教得度法以及大幻化网金刚通身四眼灌顶。
Hey, 中的马哈西，西，好呀，红黑，红不连成西提红，嘿，扎中的马哈西，西，好呀，红黑，红不连成西提红，嘿，扎中的马哈西，西，好呀，红黑，红不连成西提红，嘿，扎中的马哈西，西，好呀，红黑，红不连成西提红，嘿，扎中的马哈西，西，好呀，红黑，红不连成西提红，嘿，扎中的马哈西，西，好呀，红黑，红不连成西提红，嘿，扎中的马哈西，西，好呀，红黑，红不连成西提红，嘿，扎中的马哈西，西，好呀，红黑，红不连成西提红，嘿，扎中的马哈西，西，好呀，红黑，红不连成西提红，嘿，扎中的马哈西，西，好呀，红黑，红不连成西提红，嘿，扎中的马哈西，西，好呀，红黑，红不连成西提红，嘿，扎中的马哈西，西，好呀，红黑，红不连成西提红，嘿，扎中的马哈西，西，好呀，红黑，红不连成西提红，嘿，扎中的马哈西，西，好呀，红黑，红不连成西提红，嘿，扎中的马哈西，西，好呀，红黑，红不连成西提红，嘿，
在根本传承上师及十方三世一切诸佛嗡啊吽观想顶礼，回天津善印。二拜诸菩萨嗡啊吽观想顶礼，回天津善印。三拜诸护法金刚嗡啊吽观想顶礼，回天津善印。四平等一切。请主持人敬献哈达，以表最崇高敬意。 尊的赐福。
We are very grateful to His Holiness for the blessings.
恭请圣尊加持摊位佛具供品。
Now we are inviting His Holiness to bless the offering items that are available for purchase to offer during the Homa. Thank you for your blessings, His Holiness. And now we are inviting His Holiness to take the Homa throne. We are inviting Simu and all the Dharma Masters, reference, our distinguished guests, and all participants to please take the seats. Inviting His Holiness to bless the registration forms of the primary supplicants. First, let's give a round of applause as our token of gratitude to our lineage Guru for presiding over this Homa fire offering ceremony. We would also like to welcome Simu and all participating masters from all over the world. Thank you for coming and your support in this ceremony. The Mahotara Heruka Homa fire offering ceremony has now begun. Visualize true Buddha lineage, Namo Vairukana Buddha, Namo Buddha Lokana, Namo Amitabha Buddha, Namo Padma Kumara, Namo Living Buddha Liansheng. Visualize Grandmaster and all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas radiate light to bless us. Recite the root Guru mantra 7 times. Recite purification mantras and the deity mantra. Recite invocation mantra. We sincerely invoke Holy Right Crown Vajra Master, His Holiness Living Buddha Lienshan. Our lineage root Guru, the White Mahapadma Kumara, His Holiness Living Buddha Lienshan. Our lineage root Guru, the White Mahapadma Kumara, His Holiness Living Buddha Lienshan. Our lineage root Guru, the White Mahapadma Kumara, His Holiness Living Buddha Lienshan. We invoke the main deity of Homa, Namo Mahotara Heruka. The main deity of Homa, Namo Mahotara Heruka. The main deity of Homa, Namo Mahotara Heruka. We sincerely invoke Namo Yamantaka, Akalanata, the four heavenly kings, the golden mother of the primordial Japan, Sima Bodhisattva, Rainbow temples, all Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Herukas, Dhammapalas, Dakinis, and divinities. All the deities enshrined at the True Buddha Tantric Quarter, at the Seattle Lechang Temple, and at the abode of the Southern Mountain, and the True Buddha Seattle Chapter. Rainbow temples, mountain god, earth god, plant god, wind god, water god, heavenly fire god, dragon gods, and all divinities as well as city god, to please radiate light and bless this Homa. Great homage using visualization. First to root Guru and all Buddhas. Visualize full procession on the ground, release the mudra. Second to all Bodhisattvas. Visualize full procession on the ground, release the mudra. Third to all Herukas and Dhamma protectors. Visualize full procession on the ground, release the mudra. Fourth Hepa. Great mandala offering. Form the offering mudra. Visualize the transformations of the offerings to multiply, to become innumerable, to fill the whole universe. Make the offering above to the lineage root Guru, all the lineage Gurus, the main deity of Homa, Mautara Heruka, all Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Herukas, Dhammapalas, Dakinis, and below to all sentient beings. Mount Meru, four continents, and sun and moon transform into precious offerings for the Buddhas. May these treasures and merits purge our karma to all of our civilization. Fourfold refuge, visualize our lineage root Guru, all the lineage Gurus, Buddha jewel, Dhamma jewel, Sangha jewel, to form bright white light to empower us. Recite the mantra. Arma protection. Form Vajrapani Mudra. Recite Vajrapani mantra 7 times. With reverence, we invite His Holiness to perform blessings with mala. Inviting His Holiness the Set Simultaneation to bless the registration forms, the prayers, and all the offerings with Vajrapal and scepter.
恭请圣尊金刚棒开炉结界。
Inviting His Holiness to perform the ritual of opening the fire pit and set ceremonial demarcation around it.
恭请圣尊点燃护摩火。
Inviting His Holiness to lit the Homa fire, to make all the offerings, to perform the mudra transformations for purifications, enrichments, magnetization, subjugation, and pardon deliverance. The assembly will be reciting the Hat mantra of the main deity of Homa today, Mahottara Heruka. And during this time, you may also perform Homa visualization, the emergence of the deity, the merging of the deity with the Homa fire, and the merging of you with the deity and the Homa fire. Visualize the Homa fire eradicate all your black karma.
加持八大本尊心咒及念佛。Om Ami.
Recite the heart mantras of the invisible deities and incarnate Buddha Amitabha.
Om ha 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 Wei Samoye Soha. Om Jari Juri Junhei Soha. Om Jambara Chalang Chalaye Soha. Om Ah Hom Pesa Guru Pema Sidi Hom Se. Om Ah Hom Guru Pe Ah He Sasamaha Lian Shen Sidi Hom. เตยะธาองค์เปกขัสยะเปกขัสยะมหาเปกขัสยะราชาสมคาเตเรยโสหะนะโม36万亿119,500佛名同号阿弥陀佛นะโม36万亿119,500佛名同号阿弥陀佛นะโม36万亿119,500佛名同号阿弥陀佛
回向愿同念
Merit dedication. May Allah behold the Buddha ascended the realm of utmost bliss, repaying fourfold generosities from above, aiding those in the three realms below. Seeing the Buddha, may we transcend life and death. Like the Buddha, may we liberate all. We dedicate the merit of this ceremony to our lineage Guru. May you stay healthy, live a long life, continually stay in the Saha world to turn the Dharma wheel. Inviting His Holiness to perform the overall merit dedication. Homage to Mahotara Heruka. Homage to Mahotara Heruka. Homage to Mahotara Heruka. With reverence, please shine two rays of primordial light, and we sincerely invoke the all peaceful and wrathful deities. And please guide the registered Bardo spirits to be reborn into the pure Buddha lands. Please guide all the spirits registered at the XX Fu, the XX Palace, so that they can leave the XX Palace. And please bestow upon all participants and all the noble disciples good health, the eradication of illnesses. And please bestow abundant resources, and please bestow ample wisdom. And please bestow good health and longevity, harmony, love and respect. May the bright light radiance can sweep away all the evil spirits and ghosts and demons. May the bright radiance of spiritual cultivation shine upon the great earth. May the Buddha lands become brighter and the Buddha lands become stronger. May all spiritual cultivators improve their spiritual fruitions. May all who were disturbed by the ghosts and negative spirits can win over them and becoming stronger. Om Pecha Tsota Mahase Siri Haruka Hom Hom Pe. With great reverence, we pray to the Mahotara Heruka and all the peaceful and wrathful deities to lead all the gods from the heavens, gods on earth, so that we leave behind all calamities and all calamities abandon us, let all disasters turn into dust. We pray that all of our wishes be fulfilled and all obstructions disappear and all demons and ghosts disappear, all evil spirits vanished. Recite 100 syllable mantra 3 times.
Pecha sato samaya manupanaya pecha sato terubadicha ceco me pawa soto kayo me pawa sopo kayo me pawa anurato me pawa shawa siti me boraya cha sawa kama sutta me citamu sini ren guru hop ha 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 he bhagavan sawa tathagata pecha mami mancha pecha pawa mahasamaya Sato ahom pe om pecha sato samaya manupanaya pecha sato terupadicha ceco me pawa soto kayo me pawa sopo kayo me pawa anurato me pawa sawa sidi me porayacha sawa kama sutta me citamu sini ren guru hom ha 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 he bhagavan sawa tathagata pecha mami mancha pecha pawa mahasamaya sato ahom pe om pecha sato samaya manupanaya pecha sato terupadicha ceco me pawa soto kayo me pawa sopo kayo me pawa anurato me pawa shawa sidi me porayacha sawa kama sutta me citamu sini ren guru hom ha 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 he bhagavan sawa tathagata pecha mami mancha pecha pawa mahasamaya sato ahom pe.
做观想大礼拜。
Great homage using visualization first to root guru and all Buddhas. Visualize for position on the ground, release the mudra. Second to all bodhisattvas. Visualize for position on the ground, release the mudra. Third to all Herukas, enter my protectors. Visualize for position on the ground, release the mudra. Fourth head bow. Recite completion mantra. Now please stand up and join our palms with great reverence, and together we invite His Holiness to take the Dharma teaching seat.
他就坐。
Please be seated.
让我们以热烈的掌声感谢至尊如来这么殊胜珍贵的。
Now let's applaud once again to show our utmost gratitude to His Holiness for presiding over this Homa fire offering ceremony. And now let's join our palms with great reverence, and together we are inviting His Holiness to bestow the precious Buddha Dharma teaching. First, let's pay homage to the lineage gurus, homage to the Venerable Mang Liao Ming, homage to Master Sakya Zeng Kong, homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa, and homage to Master Dubden Tarchi. Homage to the main deity of Homa today, Mahotara Heruka. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the Adharma Buddha. And homage to the peaceful deities and the wrathful deities, the 100 peaceful and wrathful deities. Sumo, all Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma instructors, Dharma assistants, all disciples present here and over the webcast, and our participating VIPs today are completely the same as last night, with one addition or two. Two more and one less. Accountant to Buddha School, Dharma Sister Teresa and her husband Larry. Welcome. Producers for the Kenny Tensang Shinton from CTI TV Taiwan, Dharma Sister Rebecca Shiachi, Dr. Sulin, and Dr. Zhang, and the rep to the council from Taipei City, Dharma Sister Chia Huiying, the daughter of former council from Kaohsiung City, Dharma Sister Wu Mixin, and Dr. Gao. Good afternoon, everybody. How do you do? And all the different greetings, greetings in different languages. Now I would like to announce for next Sunday, September 3rd, at 3 p.m. the Homa will be the Black Face Golden Mother. Black Face Golden Mother. And the mantra Om Jin Ha Ha He Hom Pe. The Black Face Golden Mother. And today we perform Mahotara Heruka Homa. And this deity was an emanation from Adharma Buddha, the primordial Buddha. And what's most important about him is that each of his hands is holding a mirror, and he has many hands. So Mahotara Heruka is emanated from the primordial Buddha. He has 21 faces, 42 arms, and 8 legs. And each of the hands is holding mirrors with 42 peaceful deities, including the primordial Buddha and the Mahaswara Buddha Mother. The 5 Buddhas, the 5 Buddha Mothers, the 8 great Bodhisattvas, and the 8 great Bodhisattvas consort, the 4 wisdom kings and the 4 wisdom kings' wrathful queens, and 6 the able munis. And the Buddha Mother has 9 faces, 18 arms, and 4 legs. And the 2 hands are holding Kartika and skull cup, and the other hands are also holding bright mirrors. And she appears in a wrathful form with the beast face. So the peaceful and the wrathful deities. So our Dharma Buddha, Mahotara Herukas, and 100 peaceful and wrathful deities all descended. So there are 42 peaceful deities and 58 wrathful deities. 42 peaceful deities and 58 wrathful deities. I remember my guru told me that this deity, the Mahotara Heruka, and the primordial Buddha, Adharma Buddha, symbolize the whole universe. And a human being, when they are about to leave the Saha world, there would be 2 primordial rays of lights, 2 chances of salvation for a very short time. At the moment of death, all of a sudden, you would see a clear, cloudless sky appearing, emitting bright and strong light, very strong and bright light. And at that time, you have to be ready to merge with the light. That's the first salvation. And then another chance of salvation, the same one. Clear, cloudless sky, and all of a sudden a bright light. And at that time, at that moment, you have to merge into it. If you miss these 2 chances, then the peaceful deities will appear. What are the peaceful deities? They are with kind and compassionate faces, in a state of meditation. They are called the peaceful deities. When a peaceful deity appears, you have to merge into him or her right away. If you don't, then the wrathful deities will appear. The wrathful deities are like the 5 Herukas, the 8 Vidya Rajas, or wisdom kings, will appear. When the Herukas and wisdom kings appear and you don't merge with them, then the last and the fifth chance would be the deities with both peacefulness and wrathfulness. So peaceful and wrathful deity. And when this deity appears and you don't merge with them, then you have lost the chance to be reborn into the Buddha lands, and you have to be reincarnated in the 6 rebirth realms. That's what my guru taught me. So these 5 appearances you have to remember. So the primordial lights twice, and the peaceful deity once, the wrathful deity once, and the peaceful and wrathful deity once. So for a total of 5 chances. And if you are incapable of merging with these lights and these deities, then you should be ready for 6 rebirth realms. So this is a very important path instruction, because every person, as we are about to die, at the moment of death, they would encounter these 5 appearances of 5 phenomena. Typically speaking, it's very difficult to merge with the primordial lights, because without these instructions you will not know how to merge with them, because the light is very bright and very strong that it would scare you. So that's my guru's explanation and instruction. Twice of the primordial lights, and then the peaceful deity, which is your yidam or personal deity that you typically practice during your lifetime. And the peaceful deity will appear, and still if you're incapable to merge with it, then that would be the wrathful deity, and yet you don't know how to merge with him, and then the peaceful and wrathful deity will appear. So both peaceful and wrathful. So which deities will there be? There's one that would symbolize the both peaceful and wrathful deity, and that's Guru Gule, Buddha Mother. Her face is very fierce, but amidst her wrathfulness there is also smile. So this deity is called both peaceful and wrathful. And if you still incapable of merging with her or with the deity, then you are ready to be reborn into the either heavenly realm, Asura heaven, human realm, animal, hungry goose, and hell, in one of the 6 rebirth realms, reincarnated. I have once said that through ex-Bardo deliverance, 80% of them entered into the XX Fu or XX Hall. And in my merit dedication earlier, those spirits that were at the XX Fu, I prayed to Mahautara Heruka to deliver them from XX Fu. And then they would follow their own karma and karmic retributions. And some that are destined to be reborn in the Buddha lands or in the 6 rebirth realms or reincarnated, or there's some that are destined to stay in the ghostly realm and they would stay there. So they would be reborn according to their own karma. And the mudra for this deity is this. This means from many to become one, and from one to become zero, to return to zero, and in zero you generate bodhicitta and you would become a bodhisattva. And if zero enters into nirvana completely, you become a Buddha. So from many to become one. This is the mudra, the meaning of this mudra. And that's how Mahottara Heruka is. And the mantra. You can chant it with one home or two homes. Om Petsa Jota Mahase Siri Haruka Hom Hom Pe. The mantra is very powerful. And just now I formed the mudras, and among them there was also blessings for all participants, so that all their sicknesses can be eradicated. I remember at the Memorial Park, the CKS Hall, there was someone that had frozen fingers, like the fingers could not be separated. This is just one example. So the thumb, this is like an example, the thumb and the index finger together cannot be separated for many years. And through the Mahottara Heruka's mantra recitation, and she visualized her hand, and then they separate. There were many such miracles, many growths, tumors, that amidst the Mahottara mantra chanting, the tumors disappear, and cancer, and all of a sudden that they had a high index numbers for their cancer, and then after participating in the ceremony, the cancer score is the same as normal person. It's the same as the cancer is being cured. Among our reference, there was one who especially expressed her gratitude. I don't know if she's here today or not. She had a frequent urination when she was attending the Buddhist school. When she felt the urge that there was quite a distance between the classrooms to the toilets, and halfway she already urinated. It was a really bad case for a young nun. When she was studying at the Buddhist school, whenever she had the urge, she could not hold it at all, and on the way to the toilet, she already urinated all over the ground. She couldn't hold it all the way to the restrooms. And she had this problem all the time, frequently, so that whenever she felt the urge, then she would wet her pants and lama skirts and everywhere. She did not visualize anything. She just attended the Mahottara Heruka ceremony. And from the ceremony, all her symptoms of the frequent or urination or unable to hold the urine was completely gone. She's in her 40s, and it's been for many years, almost 10 years. And then by attending the ceremony once, it's completely gone. And she was also very, very curious. Why? How come? At Reverend Jensen, now at Hong Kong, there was a huge growth right here that you can even tell through the Lama's shirt. And when she attended the ceremony, she had 4 tumors on her hand. So one hand holding this tumor, and then the other hand holding the other tumor, and then visualize one more tumor, and these 3 disappeared, and the one that she did not visualize stayed, because she could only visualize one tumor growth. So one hand touched one tumor, the other hand touched the other tumor, and she visualized one tumor, and she could not visualize the other tumor. So that 4th tumor was still there, but it had decreased in size. So that this disappearance of tumors have happened. And I also said there was a bus driving by. He was not a true Buddha disciple. And the mantra chanting, I felt that this mantra chanting, Mahottara mantra chanting and Mahabala mantra chanting are very nice, and the White Tara mantra chanting was also nice. And he had a tumor on his neck, and in the morning as he was shaving, the tumor was there, the growth was there. On the bus, the tumor was there. When he heard the mantra chanting, he felt warmth all over his body. When he got to the hospital, and the doctor examined him and asked, so where had the growth gone? And then he looked at himself in the mirror, and it's gone. So just by driving by. So I hope today all of you and anyone on the webcast and anyone hearing this mantra chanting, I hope that all of their illnesses and sicknesses be completely eradicated. And I have talked about Mahottara Heruka before. And the 6th syllable is Hom, the mudra is this, the mantra. Om Guru Lien Sung Siddhi Hom, Om Pecha Choda Mahasya Siddhi Heruka Hom Hom Pe. And please remember his appearance, and his Vajra name is that eyes all over his body. Eyes all over his body. So that symbolizes like the skin pores, our skin pores, like eyes on all of our skin pores. If you can visualize there are eyes on all your skin pores, then especially when the eyes can emit light, then you're also eyes all over your body. So the look of this deity, is it this deity? So he has his certain look. So with his look, mantra and mudra, then you can perform his Dharma practice. When he descends and in spiritual union with you, then you're guaranteed to be reborn into the Buddha land. And even more, you can become a Buddha. So today, let's talk more about Lamdre. And today, sun. How do I pronounce this word? Nuan. The three warmth appearances. The three warmth appearances. Divided into three, the warmth appearance of pre-practice. Let me talk about this. Actually, this is talking about meditation. So the warmth appearance of pre-practice. Every time when we sit in meditation, we start to have thoughts appearing. The appearance of these thoughts and one by one, you try to understand the before and after the thought. Because when you want to meditate, you want to forget about everything. You want to have no thoughts. If you can have no thoughts, then you can enter into the empty nature. Then you have no mind of discernments. Then you enter into the empty nature. Then you can merge with the space. In meditation, we strive for no thoughts, but at first there would be a thought appearing. And this is called the warmth appearance of pre-practice. At the beginning of the practice. And for us, we call it just useless thoughts. And you should just try to discard them. But the teachings in Lamdre is different. When you have a random thought, you remember it. Why did it appear? There must be a cause, and there must be its result. Think about it. Where did this random thought come from? That in your thinking process, you think, where did this random thought come from? And this process is like a practice at the beginning of your meditation, so it's become useful. And most, we just call it that, oh, this is just too much thoughts, and you try to discard it. But instead, you think, why did the random thought appear to me? And then you try to transform and discard it. Then in the future, the random thought will not appear again. So you make the random thoughts to make the random thoughts to be beneficial to your practice. Typically speaking, when a random thought appears, you would say pay and to cut it off. But today, the teaching of Lamdre is different. When a random thought appears, then you need to think, what reason did this random thought come? And then when you eliminate that, then the random thoughts will not appear again. So it's become the warmth appearance at the beginning of the practice, so it is beneficial to the practice. So this is very unique and special. If you have not learned Lamdre yourself, it's impossible to teach it. Anyone that have not practiced Lamdre, it's impossible for him to teach it. Is there a person that can sit right away and completely empty and enter into the space and forgetful about everything? Anyone is capable to do that. As soon as you meditate, you have no thoughts whatsoever. Anyone? Nian Wang, you always close your eyes and sit. Even like after dinner, you always sit and close your eyes. So are you sitting in forgetfulness? Are you in the state of no thoughts, or do you still have thoughts, running thoughts? I have thought of light. Even that is not right, because the light appears by itself naturally. You don't think of it. So whatever thoughts is not allowed, whether it's good thought or bad thought, none is allowed. There was one person, as soon as he sits, he could enter into the space and completely sit in forgetfulness. And who was that? Grandma said, no. That's wrong. That's X, the ghost witch. 20 years ago, from her talk transcription from 1998, from her Dharma talk, it was mentioned that Sakyamuni Buddha wanted something from her. Give me your things. And she immediately and she said she rose to the space and merged with the space and sitting in forgetfulness. And she had nothing to expect, nothing to wish for. So Sakyamuni Buddha could not take anything, because I had nothing, she said. It was written in her transcription book. She rose to the sky and had nothing. And Amitabha Buddha appeared and also told her, asked her, give me your things. And immediately she said, in forgetfulness, she had nothing. She forgot about everything, and she entered into empty nature. So, under the heaven, there was only one person that could do that, and that was the ghost witch, the X. 20 years ago, she already had attainment, not me. So she was incredible. Anybody else that could do that other than X? I also not able. I trained in Lamdre for a long time. When a random thought appears, what does Grandmaster like most? I like.
我忘掉了，
I forgot.
怎么称呼啊？
How do I call that?
美女啊，我们是讲究小美女
Beautiful
啊，
girls,
像
little
这个
girls,
敬恩啊，美国的敬恩，
like Xing from
还
America,
有这个
Ping
台湾
Er,
的怡婷
and Yi Ting from
这
Taiwan,
个马来西亚的这个李琦
and Li Qi
还
from
有在
Malaysia.
香港的叫什么名字？
And who's the one from
雷
Hong
倩
Kong?
啊
What's
对
her name?
还
Li
有好
Qian.
多好多小朋友，像妍妍呐，有没有？
And many
妍妍
more
啊
little
都是很
girls
可爱的，
like Yan Yan, who are very cute.
我又喜欢的。所以啊，一打坐，
So when I enter into meditation,
一打坐这些我的小女朋友都出现，
that my little girlfriends would appear. And I would be
你
very
有喜
pleased
欢的嘛？就是你讨厌的
because
也会出
you
来，
like something.
还有你的
And
烦恼
also
也会
thing
出
that
来
you dislike would appear.
啊，你的苦也
Also
会
your
出来
worries, your suffering,
啊，你
your
的亲人
misery
也会
will
出来
appear,
你的仇
your
人也
loved
会出来
ones, your
你的什么
enemies.
人一打坐，他们会
When you
全部
sit
都
in
出现
meditation, they all appear.
你就要开始想它的前因后果。
So you should start thinking about the cause
前
and
因啊
effect
后
of
果
them.
啊到底是怎么回事啊？你必
What
须
is
要
it?
把这个因果给它解除掉。为什么会
And
出
you
现
need
这
to
个
resolve the
你把它
cause
解
and
除掉
effects. Why
解
did it
除掉
happen?
以后你才
And
能够
once you
无念
resolve them, then you have
无
no
念是
thoughts.
正觉华宝，你能够
Because
专一就已
the
经不
state
错
of
了。
no thoughts is the true Buddha
大法华王金刚的最顶
treasure.
专一。
If you can be single-minded, one-pointed, that's the point of Mahatara Heruka. That's already very good, and that is samadhi. If you can be single-minded, one-pointed, then there would be
移走虚
samadhi.
空的眼，
And from this one-pointedness, you enter into the eyes of the universe.
你知道吗？进入那虚空的眼里面，
When you enter into the circle of the
就是归于
universe,
一归何处？
then you return to
一
zero.
归于零，零
One
归何处？
returns to
零
zero,
归于道。
and zero returns to the way or Tao
这个就道国里面所讲
or the path.
到最终点。
So this is said in Lamdre that you have attained the Tao or the path or the way.
就已经得到。
And for X, 20 years ago, she already attained the Tao. So that's why Sakyamuni Buddha was together with her, Amitabha Buddha was together, and Medicine Buddha came without her invocation and had dialogues with her. So in each of the articles, all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas had dialogues with her, and she traveled out of her body and traveled all over the places with Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, and she always said that she did not want to return to the human world. She wanted to stay there. She had no wishes, no expectations, nothing to ask for. But the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas always told her, you still have some duties and you have to go back. It's always the same in each of her articles. With my two eyes, with good eyesight, I must have read it correctly. That Sakyamuni Buddha appeared talking to her, Amitabha Buddha appeared talking to her, and Medicine Buddha appeared without her invocation. Wow. But I noticed when a painter painted a tiger, and then you painted the softballs, and that's called bullshit, nonsense. They were all fabricated. They were all lies. that all the disciples were turning topsy-turvy. Where's Gu Yin? Gu Yin's there. And he said since 1994, he's been following X for the most years. Reverend Lien Kai and Gu Yin. X said they were her sons from the past life. And Gu Yin had said that everything she said were lies. And Gu Yin had followed her for the longest time. And also Xia Qi, Rebecca Xia Qi, followed her for over 10 years at least. And you also said, which I remember clearly, that X had double personality, two faces. Her Dharma talk is one case, and her actions is another stories. And Master Lian Zi, meaning purple, there are many purple flowers here. Master Lian Zi also said her specialty is lying. Lying. And Reverend Lien Yen, which is the earliest reverend that followed her from Calgary, had followed her longest. She also said that X is the greatest liar of the century. I didn't say that. It's really severe. They said it. That's why I repeat it here. Reverend Lien Yen had said that she's the greatest liar of the century. And there was another reverend that's secret, and she said, she loves fame and money. She counts her money until she has cramps in her hands. That's X. And Lien Hua Chun Hui also said that. Where is she? Lien Hua Chun Hui also said, the CEO of that place, Dharma Sister Guan, X wanted to fire her. She didn't say anything, but she asked Chun Fei to do it. And Chun Fei told me. And on the plane, from taking off until landing, I don't know for how long. It must take some time. It must take a long time. And all the way, they sat together. And at that time, Chun Fei was her attendant. And she criticized and reprimanded Grandmaster from beginning to end. At that time, I have never mentioned her at all. And X did that. And yet she called herself, she could sit in forgetfulness, that she had nothing to ask for. But let me tell you one thing. That she went to mainland China and she asked her name to be included and spent a lot of money to print the books. So she's one of the famed people of China. And she also used her connection to get a peace prize of Japan.
下次啊这么好，这个他跟古云去中国大陆做什么？找生机，
So
买卖
she
艺术品，
went to China with
买
Gu
卖
Yin
钞票，
to look for
还在
some
画作上面
souvenirs
卖
and
乐透的那个，就是卖乐透奖，卖乐透的彩票，
prices
有没有？
and stocks.
这些都是有的。
So she did all
这样
those
子的人能够做旺，
to get some
能
business.
够无
And
所
how
求
could this kind of person set in forgetfulness
两手
that
空空，什么都
she
没有
asked for
什么都
nothing,
没有
that she has
你释迦牟尼
nothing,
佛要给我拿什么？阿弥陀
two
佛要给我拿
empty
什么？
hands,
我通通都没有。
that she said she didn't have anything. Sakyamuni Buddha and Amitabha wanted something. And she said that I was sitting in forgetfulness, I have nothing. And she traveled out of her body to the Mahatwin Lotus Ponds to have a meeting with Grandmaster several times.
哎，老夫就没有看到他开什么会啊？
But I never
他
saw
不是说
her.
谎吗？
How could we have meeting?
他也
So
没
that's a
来。
lie. I was seated there. She
哪里有
didn't
开会？
come. There was
老是讲说
no
跟师父
meetings.
开会在
She always said that she had meetings with Grandmaster, and Grandmaster despised
没有
meetings.
没有开过，没有开过会，根本就是说。
I don't like meetings. We've never
啊
had
大家讲一
meetings.
讲啊，
They were all lies.
杂
So
念
think
那么
about
多
it.，
这个名
So
要那
so
么多
many thoughts,
那个三个董事
random thoughts,
来跟我问
so many names that she
他
wants.
做一个东令救济啊，
That 3
这个市政府
directors
没有发给
asked
他
me
奖牌奖励的牌，
if she
他说要拜托
donated
三个董事里面
for
所有的董事
charities,
靠
and
关
then
系
if
去经
the
过
the
给我拿一个
CDs
奖牌回来，
don't give her any recognition or
叫
certificate,
那
then
些董事去
she
拿奖牌
always asks the
做善事要
directors
奖
to
牌干
get the prize
做善
or
事就做善
the
事，
recognition.
为什么你要奖牌？
So why do you want those? Why do you need to have
这样
recognition?
子的
Because
好名
you
好利的人
because you like the name, you like the fame.
他能够无所求吗？
How could someone that likes name and money so much can
因为他
have
们的
nothing
问
to
题当
ask?
中有写到，
So these 3 directors should become my witness because they wrote it in
他就
their
叫
questions.
所有的人靠关系到 City Hall，叫
Because
City Hall
every
出一
time
个
after
奖状
she donate to charities, she always asks the directors to go to the city hall to ask for recognitions
生活中
or
赶快
certificates.
印一些奖状出来。
In the future, there's no need to go to the city hall. We can just print them
我们
yourself.
生活中和平奖
You
给
want
你
a peace prize? We can give you the peace prize of True Buddha School. You want Nobel Prize?
不能讲诺贝尔，那是专利的，
We cannot say Nobel.
我们叫诺宝尔。
That's copyrighted. We'll just call it differently.
诺
Nobel.
宝尔奖啊，诺宝尔差一个字也不错了啦，
It's not bad.
就给他嘛。
One word difference.
既然那么好
And
名
we
好
just
利
give it to
他
her
要怎么讲
because
我
she
们
loves all that names
对不对？
and benefits. Whatever she wants, we'll just give it to her.
所以呀、这个分别前行软相，
So the warmth appearance at the beginning of the practice.
杂念纷飞，
When you sit, you have all running thoughts. How could you be sitting
什么
in
叫做作妄？
forgetfulness? What is this sitting in
我只
forgetfulness?
是简单讲几个人哦。讲
I only
讲他们
mention a few
讲几个人，
people only.
有一个法师，现在还在他们那里的法师告诉
There was
我，
a reverend that's now still with her that told me,
用秘密管道告诉我，
using a secret channel,
好名好利，
she loved name and money. That's what she liked
像无
most.
所求吗？什么叫无所求？
How can someone like that has nothing to ask for?
所以他在禅定的时候一定有杂念。
So in her meditation, she must have
说
lots
不
of
定他出来了
random
全部
thoughts,
都是
running
在被相
thoughts.
撞
Perhaps all
我
those
跟
prices
谁照了相
who
跟巴拿马
I have
总
taken
统
photo with,
这个老婆照了一个相，
the wife of the president of Panama.
很光荣。他又
There
想办
was
法
such a
要
glory.
跟哪一个总统照相，
She
哪
made
一个人
she
照
makes
相
an effort to have her
就是
picture
中国
taken
大陆的名
with
人
the
自己去花钱去印
important figures,
名人录，
and she wanted to be included in the famous people of China
连文上次你看到了
in that book.
有哈？
So Master Lian Wen, did you see the
他生了多大？
how big is it?
一面
One page.
这本这么大，很重哦，
The book is that big,
这么厚，有多少人？
that thick. How many people in there?
里面有多少人？
How many people included in the book?
有他的相片在里面。
There was her picture.
哎，他是中国大陆的名人呢。
So she's the famous people from China.
还有，
You know, you got that by giving money
也不是随便人花钱就
and
有。
printed, and not just anybody. You have to have your connections
做了什么才能够登上
and
中国大陆的
what
这个名人
that you did something in order to be included in the famous people of
无
China.
所求吗？
So someone with such agendas, could that
应该
be
是杂念
someone
纷
with
飞
nothing to ask?
对不对？
They must have lots of thoughts going on in her mind.
7岁的小孙女问阿公，
The 7-year-old granddaughter asked the
穿迷
grandpa,
你裙会影响健康吗？
wearing
是
miniskirt,
真的吗？
does it
阿
affect
公
health?
真的
Is that true?
这个是真的。
And grandpa
穿
said,
迷你
yes,
裙
it's
会影
true
响健康
that wearing miniskirt
这个
can
阿公
affect
对
your
他的
health.
孙女讲，你看看，
And the
坐在
grandpa
我对面
said,
的那个穿迷你裙的小姐，
look at that
她只要
young
轻轻地
lady
换一个姿势，我的
wearing
血
the
压立刻
miniskirt.
就高上去。
You know, when she changed her position, my blood pressure would rise.
这么老的
See,
老人家当阿公的，
such an old
看到
grandpa
穿迷你裙的小姐，
seeing
稍
a
微
young
脚动一
lady
动换一个姿势，
in miniskirt,
血压就上升。
when her legs are moving or changing positions,
怎么不
his
会有
blood
杂念
pressure
啊
rises already. How could one
这个就是
has no
全
thoughts
情软
at
下
all?
你
So
必
this
须
is
要
the
学
warm
释迦牟尼
appearance
佛的白骨
at the
观啊
beginning of the practice.
像两只
So
白
you
骨
need to
从那个
train
迷你裙里面
in
露
the
出来
white bones practice of Sakyamuni Buddha.
10个爪，
So,
白
like
骨观才是
two
去年的父亲节
sticks of
因为太忙
bones and
没能够
5
陪父亲吃
finger
晚饭
bones. So on Father's Day, I was very busy and I couldn't accompany Dad for dinner. So I called a
今年父亲节
a
又
girl to accompany
这个
him.
老八老
And this
八
year, for
还
Father's
是
Day,
要过父亲节，
he said, I want
那么
to
我就放下所有的
celebrate
事情
Father's
找来
Day.
兄弟姐妹大家一起来
So
陪
that's why I
父亲
called
吃饭
all my siblings
这个父
and
亲啊
accompanied Dad
昨
for
天
dinner.
就是不肯就坐，
And yet Dad didn't want to
搞
sit.
得那么复杂干嘛？
And he
既然
said,
那样简单就可以了。
there's no need to be so complicated. Just be as simple as
你看
last
这
year.
些老人呐，都有
See?
杂念呐，
Look at this old
脑袋
man.
都是很肮脏的啦。
They have all these thoughts. And they have dirty thoughts. That's not talking about myself.
爸爸讲，今天
Dad
妈妈
said,
不在家，
Mom's
晚
not
上
home
爸爸
today.
来做，
Dad will make dinner, and son said, no need. I'll eat at my classmates, and then I'll bring a takeout for you. Oh, the son is really filial. And Dad said, oh, that's impolite if someone knows. It's okay. I'll just tell them that I'm taking a doggy bag, like for my dog. So how many worries we have with our clothing, eating, living, transportation. That's all daily lives. If you can't sleep, then you're worried. If you sleep too much, you're worried. If you sleep late, you're worried. And if you sleep like a dead person, you're also worried. Someone, the chubby. Simu's nickname in the past was called the fat girl. When Simu was young, was like Jie Huiling. We called her the fat girl. Do you believe it? It's true. Her nickname was the fat girl. There was a fat girl that asked a pretty girl, what kind of man do you like? And the pretty girl said, are you crazy? You're asking me? And how about me? You're also crazy. And then there's a madman nearby and said, wow, the joy comes too suddenly. Let me tell you, according to medical statistics, is that we all have some madness in us, but we are not out of range. There's a range that's normal, and going over, then you would be mad. So think about it. When you're angry, are you like a mad person? So you are mad for the short period of time when you're angry. If you're calm, then you're within the range. But inside your brain, you think all kinds of stuff and all dirty and filthy things. But you can control them and you don't show them. That's the key point. You could control them. Actually, everybody have their own running thoughts. But if you can control them, and you can think of its cause and effect, and then you resolve the thoughts little by little, gradually you can become empty. Then you can become truly nothing to ask for. Then you can truly sit in forgetfulness. So it's not strange to have running thoughts occurring to you. Because we are normal people, so we would have this random thoughts. But the abnormal and the idiots would have no thoughts. The retarded have no more random thoughts. Mom said that for dinner there are 9 dishes and 1 soup. And you got home? What are you laughing at? Are you idiots? When we got up, there was just a dish of chives, which sounded like 9 dishes, and a soup. So sometimes, let me tell you a story. There was a sage, a holy person, with a tin. And there was a rich man that's visiting this sage. And he asked him, how do I maintain the everlasting joy? So he sold all his properties and bought a bag of diamonds. And the sage, he came to see the sage, and the sage asked, why are you meeting me for? And he said, I'm very rich, but I'm still afflicted. I want to gain an everlasting joy. The sage didn't say anything. He just grabbed the bag of diamonds. The sage asked, what is it that you brought as offering to me? A box of diamonds. So the sage didn't say anything, just grabbed the bag and ran away. He was chasing after the sage. You know, usually the rich man is rather fat, rather heavy, so he couldn't catch up with the sage, and the sage disappeared. And there was, they were entering into a woods, and there was a big tree, and the sage disappeared. So the rich man sat underneath the tree, crying, and the diamonds that were supposed to be offering gone. And then when he lifted his head, there was that bag of diamonds on the branch of the tree, and he took it down and opened it, and all the diamonds were still there, all of them complete. He was crying, and all of a sudden he laughs. He was happy. And then the sage came out and told him, the everlasting joy is not in laughing when you get and crying when you lose it, but if you have the mind of no gaining and no losing, then you would gain the everlasting joy. So if you have no thoughts of getting and no thoughts of losing, then you have the everlasting joy. So you would always be happy if you have no mind of gaining and losing. But if you laugh when you get and you cry when you lose, then let me tell you, in order to maintain an everlasting and stable happiness is to have the mind of no gain and no loss. This is very important. So if you have the mind of no gain and no loss, it's very easy for you to enter into meditation. Otherwise, it would be very difficult. If you lose something that you're supposed to lose, let them go. If you get something, there's no need to be so happy about it, because it's possible that you would lose it. So there's this legend from ancient China that the man lost the horse, and he was unmoved. Why aren't you sad that you lost your horse? And he said, well, it's okay. It's supposed to be, it's gone, it's gone. And then that horse brought a few more horses coming. And the neighbor asked, so now you got so many horses, you should be really happy. And he said, it's all the same. I still live, so I still continue to live, whether I lost the horse or now I got more horses. And one day, his son fell off the horse that he got and broke his leg, and he became a cripple, limping. And the man was still unmoved. And people said, see, your son rode on that horse and fell off, and now he was limping. Aren't you sad? Well, that's fate. So the man was still the same. And then there was a war, and all normal, well men had to join the war, and they all died in the war. And the man was still unmoved. So all the women in the village married to this cripple. So this is between the gaining and losing, gaining and losing, and gaining and losing again, and gaining and losing again. And yet this man still maintained a very stable and calm mind. He wasn't happy when he get, and he wasn't sad or grieving when he lost. And he was always joyful no matter what. And the son married all the girls of the village because the other men all died. So the man had many children and grandchildren. So Grandmaster's mindset is as stable as this man. If you can maintain this kind of stable mind, then it's very easy for you to enter into meditation. One day, a turtle was stung by a bee. This is play of words of Chinese. So with whatever cause, there would be its effect. Whatever the cause, that would be the result. A new female employee asked the old senior, how can we get promoted fast? And the old employee said, well, put on heavy cosmetics, shorter skirts, and a lower neckline, then that would work. And the lady asked, what position can I reach with this? If you're lucky, then you would become the wife of the boss. So this is talking about cause and effect. But let me tell you, if you worry about a lot of things, that at this warm appearance of pre-practice, there are lots of thoughts would appear. But if you don't care too much about things, then lots of these random thoughts would disappear. Recently, I often read the talk transcription of Acts. So I talk about Acts all the time. So I finally reach the result of this peak of this practice. This is the peak of the Mahatara. That my eyes just focus on one point. And that one point is X.
มาในเต็มช่อง
เอามานี่เต็มห้อง
非常感谢圣尊精彩宝贵的法语开示，请大家把各自做的椅子叠好，有靠背的椅子请放在架子上。
We are very grateful to His Holiness precious Dharma teachings. And in a moment, there would be the empowerments for Mahotara Heruka. And during the empowerment, please remember to visualize the deities, to form the mudra, and to recite the mantra. This ends the English interpretation today.
恭请圣尊为与会大众做大幻化网金刚不共大法。 大幻化网文武百尊，中英文教得度法。大幻化网通身饰演，真佛波业障智慧总集灌顶。 慈悲赐寿灌顶。做观想大礼拜，一拜根本传承上师及十方三世一切诸佛。嗡啊吽观想顶礼，回天心三云。二拜诸菩萨。嗡啊吽观想顶礼，回天心三云。三拜诸护法金刚。嗡啊吽观想顶礼，回天心三云。四平等于其手。护摩法会圆满即将结束了，非常感谢根本传承上师的大加持，感谢师母、诸位上师、教授师、法师、讲师、助教及大家的护持，以及网络直播现场观看的观众，谢谢大家，功德无量。网络直播到此结束，非常感谢大家的收看。阿弥陀佛。